Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Week in Focus on this 11th day of October. A lot transpired in this week where Ugandans celebrated their 53rd independence, and with Gilbert Bukenya making a U-turn back to the NRM, and so much more that I'm yet to unveil. My name is Daniel Lutaya, and let's start with Bukenya pledging to support Museveni in the 2016 polls. He says Museveni is the better than any other candidate. Now on Friday this week, former Vice President Professor Gilbert Bukenya pledged to support President Yoweri Museveni in the 2016 general polls. According to Bukenya, Museveni is better than any other candidate ahead of the 2016 polls. He also revealed that he is to contest for the Busiro North parliamentary seat. Here's more.
The former Vice President's endorsement of Museveni seems to be a slight game changer, considering the fact that a few weeks back, Bukenya was an aspiring presidential flag bearer for the now defunct opposition coalition, the Democratic Alliance.
We've been singing reforms for the last three regimes. No, we want an independent electoral commission, we want this. Has it happened?
While at TDA, Bukenya had sworn to support the opposition to remove what he termed as a corrupt government, which couldn't be transformed and therefore needed to go.
No government obuli bwenguzi yabweyambaza dda bugiri wano bugituga tosobola kukola kintu kyonna nga yekyali mu buyinza n'ojjawo wano obuli bwenguzi.
During the selection process in TDA, Bukenya sacrificed his presidential ambitions and rallied behind the former Prime Minister, Honorable Mama Mbabazi. The coalition, however, did not materialize, and the joint candidate option was abandoned, letting the two biggest contenders, Mbabazi and Kano Besigye, run in their respective parties.
We wali ensonga, that's all. Mukulu Bukenya ali kumulamwa. That's all. Ali kumulamwa. Alabye ekituufu era kyayagala kyalwanirira era kyaliko.
Efforts to engage Bukenya on the rationale for taking such a drastic decision were futile as he remained tight-lipped about the matter. Sources close to him, however, revealed that he will be standing as an independent candidate for the Busiro North seat. Davis Ahebwe, WBS TV.
Now, the NRM Electoral Commission spent 1 billion Kenya shillings on printing the NRM ballot papers in Nairobi, Kenya, for the party MPship primaries due on 25th of this month. The chairman of the party's Electoral Commission, Dr. Tanga Odoi, speaking in an exclusive interview with WBS TV, revealed that out of the 112 consignments expected in the country latest by October 20th this year, he has so far received only that of Karamoja. As Timothy Sibas reports, the intention for making the printout in Nairobi was intended to eliminate fraud and duplication of the ballot papers evidenced in the 2011 party primaries. Here's more.
With only 14 days left to a historic NRM MPship party primaries, the head Kenyan company to do the printing of the NRM party ballot papers is behind schedule to deliver the consignment was agreed on in the agreement.
I think we are on time this time round.
When are you expecting the last consignment?
By 20th, the last consignment should be here, because the elections are on 26th. By 20th, 21st, we should be getting the last consignment.
Will you have delivered them to the respective districts?
The 3 days should be for delivery, and our delivery will be on-spot delivery.
Picking out pain, we established that only one consignment has been delivered out of the 112 consignments expected by 20th of this month.
And I can tell you the first batch for Karamoja is already with me.
Any right-thinking member of the society would find out the cost of printing in Nairobi versus the party's financial stability.
What is the financial implication of this decision on the party's financial stability?
I can tell you the first batch for Karamoja is already with me.
No, I'm talking about the expenditure, the budget that you're going to spend on
every
the entire
party.
exercise.
Every party has a budget, and the preview of the parties is the national treasurer. If you interview the national treasurer, she should be able to give you the budget. But me, what I know is that we are running an election which is expensive.
But you are the chairman of the Electoral Commission. You generate the budget depending on the numbers of people that you have.
Yeah, I generate the budget and the National Treasurer takes the honors.
What did you present to him?
I don't remember the figure. I don't remember the figure I presented for those ballot papers, but I think I can present it next time. I have no problem.
If your memories are to serve better, what do you recall exactly?
I think about 1 billion shillings. I think about 1 billion.
If the NRM Electoral Commission chose to spend Kenya shillings 1 billion, what was the NRM party avoiding to offer the deal to Uganda Printing Services in Entebbe or any private publisher?
What the president and chairman of the party tells us every day, try to do your things outside my government. And to me, that is very, very okay. So we did not only say, let's not use our whatever. We do not trust them. We do not trust them. We do not trust them, I can't say. Because we didn't know who is part of it. So we decided to go out. Not because they are not there, but in the impending politics, we didn't know who would be. Would it be New Vision? Would it be Mariam Press? Would it be this? We decided to say, let's go international. You know, let us use history.
What happened?
Let us use history. Let us use history, not live in history. Where were mistakes made in 2010? Was it in printing? Was it in controlling it? Was it in distribution? We always discuss all those things. And where we found, maybe in printing, we have what we call hypothesis. We set a vexed questions, like you're doing a thesis, and you set hypothesis.
Timothy Sibasi, the Star Vision, Kampala.
Now, the woes of the education sector are far from over in Uganda, as a section of pupils can still hardly read or write. In our two-part series, WBS TV discovered worrying trends in Uganda's education sector, especially in rural areas. We have more in this report.
This is a primary 2 pupil at Good Shepherd Nursery and Primary School in Buyuka District. These people can hardly read or make sense of the storybook meant for nursery pupils. Her classmates are slowly picking up and are trying to read storybooks given to them by their teacher. According to their teacher, Agnes Namusana, some of the pupils in her class cannot read or write because they are brought to school very late. Another issue pointed out by Namusana is that the available story and textbooks at her schools are supposed to be used by teachers, only leaving the pupils with nothing. However, some primary 7 pupils interviewed by WBS TV blamed the poor reading and writing culture to lack of scholastic materials, such as a well-equipped library.
They always advise their parents to buy for them some textbooks, sentence construction. Like in English, if you don't know English, if you don't know how to speak it, you'll fail how to construct the sentence, and it will make you fail.
When a pupil was in baby, was in nursery, was not taught how to read, was not taught how to write. Now we'll come to the upper classes when doesn't know how to read, and when the people is not given textbook to practice how to reading skills. Not be able to
the Inspector General
Such poor reading
trends
are just the tip of
reiterated
an
his
iceberg in
commitment to
Buyuka
continue
District.
seeking military guidance
According to
from the
Uwezo
army,
Uganda,
despite
a non-governmental
criticism from a
organization
section of
monitoring
politicians
Uganda's
in the country.
education sector,
Kaihura stressed that
there's a much
politicians
bigger
accused
problem
him of
the eyes can
militarizing
see.
the Uganda police force have hidden agendas to disrupt the prevailing peace and security in Uganda. He made the comments while passing out 24 police officers at Gaddafi Military School in Jinja, following the end of a 6-month military refresher
It is
course.
again such
They
a
have the
background
details.
that Uwezo conducts annual research assessments to discover how far government has gone with revamping her education sector. Mutagubia says their findings will enable government and policymakers design appropriate means to address the education challenges in Buyuka District.
We want to shift the focus from the impressive numbers that are coming up. Enrollment is high. Infrastructure is being put in place almost in every school. We have enrolled our children. Now we want to bring that big question. Much as our children have been enrolled, is there anything that we can do on top of that?
And such low literacy levels among its pupils are a clear indicator that government needs to walk the talk than just putting ink on paper. The education sector is part of the Sustainable Development Goals that Uganda looks forward to achieving by 2040.
Now, Parliament paid tribute to the fallen State Minister for Trade and Industry, Dr. James Mutende. Speaker Rebecca Kadaga said Mutende will be remembered for being diligent on the floor and in committees. The motion to pay tribute to Mutende was moved by Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda and seconded by the Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Wafula Ogutu, who described the late as the most educated minister in this Parliament. We have a report on this.
The body of fallen State Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Dr. James Mutende, who passed away on Saturday last week, arrived at Parliament at 10 a.m. It was received by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga. From here, it was shoved to the floor of Parliament, where it was laid in state. At this point in time, Speaker Kadaga moved in to console the wife of the minister, Lydia Wanyuto Mutende, and the children. Minister after minister, MP after MP queued in lines to view the body of Minister Mutende lying in state. In spite of the controversies mounted by family members surrounding the unclear circumstances under which Minister Mutende was found dead in the wee hours of last week in his home, members of the executive also associate circumstances of Minister Mutende's death to that of former Minister of Internal Affairs, General Aronda Nyakerema, who under similar circumstances was found dead in a plane mid-air in Dubai.
He died in similar circumstances, in sleep, in traveling. This also came, I was shocked because
we don't know what is happening sincerely. Losing such important people at this critical time when you are going for the 2016 elections, it is really very, very bad.
It's a big blow to all of us, and it's an irrepressible loss. And the timing could not have been worse. We've just lost General Ronda, and now we have lost Mutende.
However, I asked the Vice President whether there are lessons to be learned from the death of Minister Mutende.
There is no lesson to learn with this. Because, for instance, I don't know when I'm going to die. It could be tomorrow. But we should always be prepared for this, if you're a believer.
From Parliament, the Board of State Minister Mutende will be taken to his ancestral home, Mafudu, in Sironko district for burial on Saturday.
Okay, now we take a short break and we return shortly with more news. Keep it WBS TV.